The question that's always there: where do we find creative inspiration? Hello, community. Before we start, let me take a minute and introduce this new series that I'm calling TainmenT Academy. This will be a collection of videos that are more like one-on-ones of creative advertising and marketing for those who are thinking and pursuing a career in advertising, for students, and for those who are just starting up. Even though maybe everyone can get some benefits from these videos, but that's my main purpose with these. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of this content. And also remember to join our Discord server, where we have a channel special for TainmenT Academy and many other channels for conversation and sharing. Okay, so let's get into it. What do I do to get creative inspiration? In the past few years, I've been invited to talk to students in several universities and colleges, and this question seems to always sneak in. And for a good reason. For any creative person, inspiration is fuel. And not only that, but it's a natural fear that we all creatives have. I understand completely. When I was starting my career and I got those few first briefs for big brands, they were very intimidating. It meant that whatever I came up with was going to be the content that ultimately the world was going to see. And I never felt like it was a small responsibility. So the pressure to deliver good, viable, and strategically sound ideas was always present and still is. But before answering that central question of this video, let's ask another question. Where do ideas come from? Most people will answer, we don't know. The thing is, I disagree with this. See, I like to think that creativity is intelligence having fun. That's all it is for me. So you may ask, how do I put fuel into my creative engine? And I would say, learn. Knowledge is the fuel for your creative engine. When you know, you can put different things together to create something new. Or in our context, new ideas. And to me, that's where ideas come from. Ideas come from building something new out of your knowledge. So now let's start answering the question. Where do we go, or how do we find that thing that sparks our creative inspiration? And my answer is everywhere and everything. Be curious, read, watch videos, whatever the way you prefer to consume information, do it. Never stop learning. It doesn't matter if you want to be or are already a copywriter. Learn design, learn color theory, learn typography. And you might say, well, a master of everything is a master of nothing. I understand it, I agree. But I'm not asking you to master everything. You want to be a copywriter? Sure, master it. Be the best copywriter you can be. But don't limit yourself to learning something else. For example, within the agency, be curious. Learn about art, about strategy, about media, about production. You don't have to master all of these again. You just have to educate yourself in all these disciplines so you can build your own criteria. And being curious is not about just learning the different things or disciplines in your agency. This only will inspire you to be more, tactically sound maybe. The true inspiration is out there in the world. Be curious about everything. Have hobbies, and if you don't have one, find one. And when you're done with that one, find another one and learn everything about it. You're literally one tap away from having access to virtually all human knowledge in whatever form you prefer. I mean, if you want to read it, you can read it. If you don't like reading, you can go on and look for a video on YouTube and learn about it. If you can't sit through a whole video, yeah, you can get an audiobook and you can listen to it while you are at the gym, or you are grocery shopping, or when you're commuting. But the important thing is, be curious and never stop learning. This I've learned through experience. And it wasn't something that I planned. This is just kind of the result of, I'm just giving you my learnings. You see, I've always been this type of person with a proclivity to learn how to do the things that I like. For example, from an early age, I liked music. So it wasn't only about listening to music, but I wanted to know how to make music. When the internet came out, I was amazed by it, and I wanted to learn how to do websites. So I did. Then Flash came out, and that blew my mind, and I wanted to learn how to animate. So I did. While learning animation, I didn't only learn how to animate and storytelling, but I also got this love for film. So I learned how to write, shoot, and edit a film. And I'm by no means a master in all of these, but knowing or having this experience hands-on helped me a lot in terms of executing ideas and coming up with ideas. About hobbies, I'm a gamer, for example. So at the moment, I'm trying to learn how to build games by going to online classes of a game engine. I try to learn and know as much as possible about the gaming industry. You know, how they structure the games, how they market the games, how they release the contents of the game. I kind of always try to deconstruct the design of the game. Again, it's not that I'm a master or I'm a game developer all of a sudden. No, it's just that I have that hobby and I'm interested and curious and learning about it. Another hobby of mine is ancient civilizations. I watch lots and lots of videos on YouTube about it. I read books about it. I buy audiobooks about it. Hell, I even, read the conspiracy theories about ancient stuff like ancient aliens and all that stuff just to see different perspectives. All that in a soup in my brain, it ignites at the moment of the brief. I'm literally one of those people who will go down a rabbit hole in Wikipedia, like I'm reading an article and all of a sudden there's a name that's a link and I'm like, okay, let me click on that. And I click on that and start reading the biography, and then there's a link on a device, and then I click on the device and I'm, oh, what is this? And I read about it and so on and so forth, and next thing you know, I've been for hours just digging down in Wikipedia. Now, do I do all of this to get creatively inspired? No, I do it because I am curious. And I recommend you to be curious too. I recommend you to try to, create that habit of always asking and always being interested in things and always digging deeper into things. Like, I see a phone, well, what's the history of the iPhone? How was the iPhone made? Oh, let me read about it. You might not think that's important for maybe the kind of product that you work for in your agency, or the kind of creative that the client expects or whatever. But believe me, you are wrong. The more you know about the world, about everything, the more knowledge you have, and the easier it's gonna be for you to get inspired and have good ideas, insightful ideas based on the real world. Those are the most powerful ideas. Cultivate that habit. That's all I'm asking for. And you'll see, that's the best way to get inspired. If you cultivate this habit, you'll see the difference. You're gonna start having ideas and writing down notes even before leaving the briefing room. Believe me, creativity is intelligence having fun. So learn, be curious, read, watch documentaries, watch, that piece of content that tells you the story of a device, or the story of the history of World War I, or, whatever. Just fill your brain with a lot of information. It's not only useful for you personally, but it's gonna be useful for your creative juices to come up with stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope you liked the video. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you have other tips that you want to give to other creatives? Maybe you're not even a creative and you're a strategist, or from any other department and you have a piece of advice. Go ahead and write it in the comments below. And if you don't agree with me, I'm happy to have a conversation. Also, don't forget to hit the like button. That will help us a lot. And subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified every time we post a piece of content and you don't miss it. My name is Francisco, better known as Tigre. Hope to see you in the next video. Ciao, community.